All right, so ready to dive deep into some Indian plastics.
Sounds exciting.
Supreme Industries Ltd. just dropped their latest investor presentation, and we're going to break it all down. And this isn't just about, like balance sheets and numbers and all that.
Right.
We're going like behind the scenes of a company that's been a major player in the industry for like over 80 years.
Yeah, they're huge. India's largest plastic processor and manufacturer, their H1FY 2024-25 report just came out October 22nd. Really intriguing stuff in there.
Yeah, and we love to unpack this kind of stuff. So first things first, Supreme Industries, they're sitting on a cash surplus of ours, 674 crores. That's wild. Not just impressive, but like a really powerful position to be in.
Oh, absolutely. Being debt-free with that much cash flow, they've got options. They could make some big moves,
Yeah.
like acquisitions or invest in some cutting-edge R&D. Gives them a real edge.
Yeah, they've basically got a war chest ready to go. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's look at their recent performance. Overall, they saw decent growth in the first half of FY25. Revenue's up almost 5% year on year.
Right. But their Q2 EBITDA dipped by over 10%. So that's a measure of their core operating profitability.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting to see that discrepancy between overall growth and then a dip in profitability.
Yeah, that's the puzzle, isn't it? They're growing, but maybe not as profitably as some might expect. So what's going on there?
Well, to understand, we got to understand their business model.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more than just one thing. They've got 4 key segments: piping, industrial, packaging, and consumer products.
Yeah, they do a little bit of everything, from the pipes that bring water to your home to the containers that hold your groceries, even components in your refrigerator, probably.
By the way, the presentation does a really good job visualizing this
Oh, yeah, the visuals are really well done. Really helps to see how those segments all break down.
and how interconnected they all are.
Totally. And get this, they've been around since 1942. That's over 80 years in the plastics world.
They've seen it all at this point. Yeah. And that's what makes their story so interesting. Their About Us section really emphasizes their commitment to ethical practices, customer satisfaction, consistently high-quality products. They're thinking long-term, for sure.
Yeah. 30 manufacturing plants across India, exporting to over 55 countries.
Global player, for sure.
No doubt.
And you see it reflected in their vision statement: to grow business with dignity and respect. They even have a whole section called Supreme Virtues, outlining their core values. Things like empowerment, innovation, putting people first. Kind of refreshing to see, honestly.
Yeah, it's one thing to talk the talk, but do they walk the walk?
Yeah.
Especially these days, sustainability is such a big deal.
Huge, especially in the plastics industry.
Sure.
And they know they're under scrutiny.
Mm.
But it seems like they're taking steps to address it.
Yeah, like they're putting their money where their mouth is.
For sure.
Mm.
They're embracing renewable energy. They're working on cutting carbon emissions, big focus on water recycling.
And they're the first Indian company in their category, I think, to commit to the SBTI net zero target, right?
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
The SBTI helps corporations set emission reduction targets that are like actually in line with the Paris Agreement goals.
Okay, so it's legit.
Yeah, it's not just greenwashing.
Yeah.
Adds a level of accountability.
I like it. So it's not just about doing less bad, it's about actually making a positive impact.
Exactly.
Now, beyond the environmental stuff, they're also really into social responsibility with the Supreme Foundation.
Yeah, their motto really got me. Sarvina Sukhina Bhavantu.
What does that mean?
Happiness and peace for all.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a very holistic view.
So what kind of stuff does the Supreme Foundation actually do?
Lots of different projects:
Yeah.
education, healthcare, rural development, environmental conservation. They're providing educational resources to underprivileged kids, building public sanitation facilities,
Wow.
even promoting Sanskrit education.
Sanskrit. Oh, that's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like they want to preserve cultural heritage while also doing all this modern stuff.
Makes sense.
Yeah, they're setting up computer labs too, promoting digital literacy in rural areas.
Oh, wow.
It's like they get the progress takes a balance.
Tradition and innovation all at once.
Exactly.
So we've talked about their financials, their different business segments, their history, their global reach, their commitment to sustainability, and now social responsibility.
It's a lot. They really painted a comprehensive picture with this presentation, huh?
Yeah, they're really trying to appeal to investors who care about more than just the bottom line.
Absolutely.
And you got to hand it to them. They made all this interesting,
Yeah.
like the visuals really help.
Agreed. It's not just fluff. It actually makes the information easier to digest.
Yeah, like those photos of their manufacturing plants are pretty impressive.
30 plants across India. They're not messing around.
And they even offer virtual tours now.
Yeah, transparency is key these days.
It builds trust.
And let's be real, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, who doesn't love a behind-the-scenes look?
Right. And it's not just the plants. They have whole sections on their marketing and brand awareness campaigns.
Yeah, they're going all out.
And they've got the awards to prove it.
Oh, yeah, they've won a bunch of awards for their sustainability efforts, energy management, exports.
Their managing director even got a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah, that was cool. Adds a personal touch.
Shows they're not just some faceless corporation.
Yeah, they're led by real people with, experience and passion.
For sure. But like with any investment opportunity.
There's always another side to the coin, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We got to ask the tough questions too. So remember that little EBITDA dip in Q2? We got to ask, is that a blip or is it a sign of something more serious?
Right. Was it just a one-time thing because of external factors? Or are there deeper issues?
Exactly. And yeah, their sustainability stuff is great, but how is it actually playing out in their operations?
Yeah. Are they really changing things or is it more like checking boxes?
Tough, but fair question.
Investors are getting smarter about this stuff.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And look, their diverse portfolio is awesome, but it's also a challenge, right? Can they really stay competitive across all those different segments?
It's a balancing act.
Totally. And the plastics industry changes so fast.
It's all about innovation.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
how are they going to stay ahead? New products, new tech. Got to think about that.
So big picture then, what's the verdict on Supreme Industries?
Well, they've got the history, they've got the money, and they seem committed to doing things the right way. But investors always got to look at both sides.
The good and the bad.
Exactly. I was really intrigued by that SBTI net zero target, though.
Yeah, that's a big deal. It shows they're thinking long term.
For sure. Be interesting to see how they actually pull that off.
Accountability is key, right?
100%.
Well, this has been fascinating.
Agreed.
It's a good reminder that investing is about more than just numbers.
It's about the whole picture.
The story, the values, the vision.
Exactly. And hopefully this deep dive has given everyone some things to think about when it comes to Supreme Industries.
And if you want to go even deeper, we'll link to their full investor presentation in the show notes.
Always a good idea to do your own research.
Absolutely. So until next time, keep diving deep.